Hello YouTube. So this is going to be a little short one, to be honest. I was just down my Tesco's and I just thought I'd take a little wander down to this part and show you where my dad used to take us fishing when we were little kids. So let's go round. Okay, so this is it's a little lake. I'm not sure what it's called. I'm sure it will say on here what it's called. Right, obviously this is just the Priory County Park fishing conditions. It tells you all about, the fishing. My son is a professional fisherman. He's also been, what's the word? Promoted or Drennan is a fishing kind of company that makes fishing stuff, and he's been sponsored. That's the word. He's been sponsored by Drennan, so he's a professional fisherman, and he's a very good fisherman. He's done a lot of competitions. It's a nice little bird. Yeah, but he's done a lot of competitions. At the moment he's teaching a young lad to fish, and I think that's great. He's excuse me, he's in his late 30s, and he's chose to teach a young lad to learn to fish. And the fishing community is so great in Bedford that one guy gave him the whole equipment. I'm talking about the carriage thing that you carry all your fishing stuff on, some rods, all sorts of stuff. I mean, from what my son says, the value of it is astronomical, but as fishermen are, they're very passionate about their fishing, and also passionate about getting young people into the sport as well, which is a great thing. And I really do give my son a shout out for the great work he's doing with that. I really do. I've got a lot of respect and absolutely admiration for my son for doing that. So there's our little lake there. Now this lake would go right up to, I don't know if you remember the stream where I was doing about the mound. Well, this lake here, that would go all the way up, and it would go to where I was showing you on the mound about the river there, because it connects to the River Ouse. Because like I said in the previous video, we were farming country. There's a lad there doing some fishing. I'm not sure if he would want me to record him doing it, but you right there, mate?
Hello.
How's it going?
Not bad.
You catching much?
Nothing. I just come now, but not here. I'm going on the river there, because here nothing.
No? Okay.
Very small one.
Yeah, it is what it is, mate, Alright, you have a good one, mate. Take care. So we'll walk across here. This bridge has been here ages, but they've also upgraded, oops, it's a bit wet, upgraded these bits to make it a little bit safer. So as I said, my dad used to take us down here, my older brother, my son and myself. He would take us down here to teach us how to fish. Now me personally, I'm not a huge fishing fan, but I do respect the whole fishing thing, because it's not as easy as what I kind of thought it would be. There's lots of complications to do with fishing. So there's that. So this is where we'd walk. So I've got a carrier bag in one hand and my phone in my other. So anyway, we'll carry on. So we'd walk up here. normally we'd go on kind of like days like this, because it's sort of, you know, the best days for fishing. My son likes to fish in winter time. Oh, I could imagine that. But yeah, that's my son's prime time for fishing, is the winter time, because he finds it that he catches a lot. Not sure what that guy was doing over there, to be honest. You know, whether he was fishing for fishing's sake or fishing to take it home. But then again, I don't know. You know, I don't know him, so I can't really talk about someone I don't know. So yeah, so here we are. This is where we'd sit, and then we'd cast our floats out, and then we'd do a bit of fishing, which was great. There's my shadow there. Hello. My arm is aching because of this bag, so let me swap hands. There we go. I always have a walk every day, trying to keep my fitness up as we get older. So, you know, I do take these little walks. I don't often film them, obviously, but today it was raining quite a lot this morning. I went to Tesco's because it's my daily routine, have a little cappuccino, have my lunch. So I thought I would just make a little video of our kind of wildlife, you know, our greenlands, because, you know, many people think that towns and whatnot don't have much green, you know, lands, but we absolutely do. If you look on what is it, like Google Maps, and you go into England, you'll see that most of it is actually green, apart from it being, you know, all built up with houses and whatnot. So yeah. And also as well, I would like to give a little shout out to my friend Eagle Star, his wife Angela, and also, like, we call him Wee Man. I don't really want to go too much into it, but all I can say, he's in my thoughts, brother. He's in my prayers, and I hope that he gets through his challenges, what he's going through, because we all do need to support each other, especially when, you know, family members are going through things. It's hard on them, and I feel having support from other people is just something that we should do. You know, it's all very well people kind of saying we're thinking about you, but it's a tough one really, because, you know, my religion is very very private to me. You know, it's in my heart. I don't often talk about my religious beliefs, but, you know, I do consider myself, I am a Christian, and I do believe that we do have a God, but that's just my opinion. I don't evoke my opinion on other people's. Whatever you believe in is up to you. It's not my way to judge. I'm not on this planet to judge people, unless they do things wrong, obviously, and I'll judge that. But mainly, you know, I say to people, it doesn't really matter what you believe in, as long as you're a good person. I think that's what really matters. You know, we don't all have to agree with things like that, but we can agree on being good people. I think that's the main thing about life. Just be a good person. Treat others how you'd like to be treated, is what the saying goes. So yeah, so we're kind of double backing on ourselves now. I went into that little part there. It kind of leads all the way down, all the way up. And to be honest, this wasn't a planned video. And I do need to get home and do a couple of things. So, but I just thought I'd do this little one. Especially for Angela, because she's quite interested, bless her, in my little videos. Which I really do appreciate her for that. So yeah, I mean, we have beautiful countryside. I mean, just look at it. It's beautiful. And this goes on for miles. As you can see, absolute miles this goes on for. You can walk for hours and hours and hours and probably not meet a soul. Apart from the souls in the old animal kingdom. And it's a nice little walk. I haven't been down here for a long time, to be honest. And it's nice. There's another fisherman there. He might be a little bit willing to talk. He seems like or is he the same guy? I'm not sure. But we'll see. Because I don't really like to walk up to people and just, you know, put the cameras in their face. It's kind of not what I do. I'm not a vlogger as such. I'm just my own person doing my own thing. What other people's opinions and what they think about, it's not really my agenda. I know other people do it, and I do support other people who do it. There's a guy called Billy Moore. He's a great vlogger. Got a fascinating life story. He's actually had a film made from his life. I believe it's called A Prayer Before Dawn. So, and apparently it's meant to be a really good book. He was locked up in a Thai jail, and instead of just sitting around doing nothing, he decided to become a member of their, like, taekwondo or whatever they do, you know, the martial arts in the prison, and actually became really good at it. So yeah, he's also had a film made from his experiences. I don't know what the film's called, to be honest, but I do know the book is called A Prayer Before Dawn, and I would really recommend reading that, because it does show that whatever you go through in life, there's always a way to overcome. You know, you don't have to be stuck in the same situation day in and day out. Are you doing all right, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, not catching much though? No. Yeah, maybe it's just not the right day for it. I don't know. My son's a fisherman. He's a pro angler.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He gets sponsored by Drennan. I don't know if you know Drennan.
Alright.
Yeah. All right, I'll leave you to it, my man.
I hope I get something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hope you do. Hope you do. Will you take care, mate? Yeah, so no, I think he's fishing for legit reasons. I know, I mean, my son says, you know, a lot of people fish to basically take the fish home and eat. I mean, you can argue two sides of that, but, you know, let's not get into all that. So. One thing I tend to not talk about on this channel really is, you know, religion and politics. I kind of don't really get into. Only if I feel like with Eagle Star that it's warranted, as his grandson needs a bit of let's say spiritual help, and he will receive it, because I'm certainly thinking about him. I'm certainly giving prayers for him and hoping that he does get through it, which, you know, I know he will. Doctors say these things, but you'd be amazed with the power of that. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to talk about religion and all that, but all I can say is, much love to Eagle Star and his wife Angela and all their family. So this is like I came through there, so I walked around up there and I walked back down, and I'm coming down here and I'm walking around the back of this little lake. This little lake has been here forever. Again, since I was a child, I've always known this lake to be here. There's a nice little it's like its own little land there, which, if I remember rightly, we did go across there once when I was younger. We never used to use actual boats. We would often just use bits of planks of wood, or yeah, maybe we should have invested in buying a dinghy or something, but nah, we would just find bits of logs or planks of wood, and if they floated and held someone, then it would do the job. But yeah, so we're going to walk back a little bit. Like I said, this is just a little short thing. I wanted to go out for a walk, and I thought I'd make another little video, especially for my friends in America, just to show them about the area that I live in. I've lived here all my life, and I know quite a big part of the history of it, but I'm not a historian, so most of the stuff that I do know has just been handed down to me through the years by family members or books and stuff like that. But I do love my town. I'll probably never leave my town because it is my town, and I love it because it's got great parts to it. Like I said, the Greenland, the wildlife is amazing. If you come here at night, you'll see foxes, all sorts of creatures, that come out at night. I mean, even in my back garden, I have a fox or two that come in and like to sunbathe in my garden, and I allow them to do so. Why not? I don't get close to them. I don't try and feed them because I don't want them to get too used to humanity, as if that makes sense. They're wild animals and they should be kept wild animals. I have seen a few people who feed them and all that, and not that I'm kind of 100% against it. I just feel that as they're wild animals, you don't really want to make them too friendly to humans, because some people are just not very nice. And there's a building over there. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think that is a part. Let me think. I think that's probably a farm. Let's see if I can zoom in. Or is it just a tree? Oh, look at my eyesight. It's just a tree. Well, there you go. Yeah, my eyesight's not too great. I actually do need to go to hospital and get my left eye fixed. It's quite a weird situation with my left eye. If like normal people, if you look at a line with my left eye, I kind of show you with my finger. So if normal people see a line go down, me, I will see a line and it'll kind of go across like that and go down. Also, if I shut my right eye and I look at, say, a red dot, it will disappear with my left eye. It just won't be there. And then if I move my head a little bit, it will sometimes return, and then I move my head a little bit more and it will disappear. I mean, it's quite bizarre. It's also bizarre in the fact that when you think about it, what we see in life, let's get a bit conspiratorial here. What we see in life, is it what we see? I know a lot of people you know, I'm not into conspiracy theories, to be honest, but you know, a lot of people say that, you know, are we in a virtual world? You know, do we actually exist? Is this a part of an AI simulation? Which I kind of don't ride with that, but I do find it kind of amazing how eyesight can change and the way eyesight works. So, you know, what we see, is it what we see? I mean, you know, it has to go through our brains then to be kind of recalibrated into an image, etc., etc. So, anyway, I'm not going to walk too far down. There's another guy there fishing. Lots of people fish on this lake. Lots of people. Fishing is very, very popular in Bedford. Lots of fishermen, lots of established fishermen, like my son, who's an established fisherman. He owns a website himself. Can I get through here? Yeah, he owns a website himself. He does a very good job. And like I said, he's teaching a young lad how to fish, which I think is great. I really do admire him for that. Because me, I don't think I'd have the patience, to be quite honest. Especially not these days. I'm not the patientest of people in this world. Kind of why I don't do, when it comes to gaming and that, why I don't make, people who know will know, cause, you know, wrestling figures in the game, the wrestling game, W2K. But yeah, I get very frustrated in trying to make cause. It's mainly the face. I just can't get the face right. Then I get frustrated and I stop before I throw my controller across the room. Yeah. So actually, it's turned out to be a beautiful day. It was absolutely teeming down with rain earlier on. Didn't think I'd be able to get out today. And it's a Sunday, so I take a walk every day just to keep myself a little bit fit, as we try and do as we get older, because it's good for you. Walking is one of the best ways to lose fat or just to keep your well-being good. I'm not going to go too much into the science of it, but running on a treadmill for like 2 hours will not get rid of fat. That is actually scientifically proven. But hey, I'll not get into all that. But yeah, exercise is a very strange thing. You know, there's lots of ways you can exercise without even using any weight. It's called calisthenics, to use your body weight. And that's what I do. I'm learning Tai Chi, which is a very relaxing exercise. Also was used in martial arts, which I didn't know. And I find that very fascinating. So little ducks and a little family, I think. Hello, little duckies. I think there's one that's male or female, and the rest are male. I've noticed in nature that the males seem to be more colourful than the females, and that is meant to, you know, for them to attract the females. So yeah. So, you know, if you walk all the way, like I say, if you walk all the way down here, you'll get to the spot where I was when I was at the mound. Eventually. It will take you a while, but you will get there. Like I say, you can walk down this area, well, especially if you go that way, or you cross over the river and go that way, you can walk for hours. pure Greenland, some lovely woods, etc. So I'm just going to we're walking back on ourselves now because I'm going to end this in a minute. But it's just a quick one, like I say, you know, my dad, bless him, used to take us fishing and teach us the fishing ways. But as I got older, I don't know, it's just not my thing. But I do respect what fishermen do because it's got a bit of patience, a bit of knowledge of the water, know what, you know, the fish are doing and time of day. Like I said, my son, apparently he likes to fish in the winter because apparently there's certain fish that he gets in that time of year. So yeah, so we're kind of walking back from literally where I started. It's 26 minutes long video, longer than what I wanted it to be, but oh, this is just another little map. So this is a map of the Priory Lake, which I will actually film that another time. But the Priory Lake, where we used to hang out as kids, also we used to swim there, great fun. So yeah, the Priory County Park, and it's a very fascinating. Hello, look, and there's a nice little pretty cat come to visit. Let's see if he'll say, hey, kitty cat, come on. No, most cats don't really want to know. I've got a cat myself. I know cats can be very stubborn. He absolutely is no interest in me whatsoever. He's like, no, don't want to speak to you today. I'm on my hunting mission. I'm hunting for little rodents. He's got this nice little bell on him, so obviously somebody owns him. Anyway, so I'll leave it as that because we can now come out to, you know, a car salesman depot. Hello, little cat. Are you going to say hello? No, off he goes again. He doesn't want to. Let me follow him. Let's see if we can interact with this little man or girl. Hey, kitty cat. Hey, kitty cat. Oh, you're beautiful, aren't ya? Hello. 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 He's coming up to hello. Oh, you're lovely, you are. Here you are. What a lovely looking cat this is. A lovely white cat. Oh, you're beautiful. Yeah. And smile to the camera. Oh no, it's going to have a little poke in my bag. He wants to be a bit nosy. Yeah. Hey? Going to be a bit nosy and look at my bag. Cats love bags. My cat especially does. Every time I go home shopping, say like I've got this bag here, I'll empty it, I'll put it on the side, and my cat just loves getting inside the bag and will often just sit there. And he's having a nice little stroke, putting his scent everywhere, because they do with their cheeks. They have these little I can't remember what they're called now, but I think on their cheeks they have like an oil thing, and that's why they brush their faces against things, I believe. Lots of things I know about cats, lots of strange little facts I know about them, because when I had my first cat, I made it a point to really study about what the cat's about, and they are quite fascinating creatures, cats are. Anyway, I'll leave it as that. Our lovely little river just by, well, it's not the back of me, it's the front of me really. So you all have a great day. You all look after yourselves, and most importantly look after each other. I think that's the most important thing these days, is for us to look after each other, you know, and make sure we're all doing good and support each other through difficult times. So you all take care. I'll speak to you later. This is Digital Dogs. Peace out.